Okay guys, so today I am here with another tier list, and this time from games of 2005. Last time I did 2004, now I'm gonna do 2005 and all the way until 2024. So man, look at this list of games, but let's begin with the first game, Indigo Prophecy, also known as Fahrenheit. This game is from Quantic Dream. So in terms of gameplay, it's not that groundbreaking, but it had how they normally do. They had the choices and puzzles and choosing what to say and all of that. And I remember when I first played the game, I enjoyed it because it was kinda different at the time. We didn't have many games like this with choices and different, how should you say, endings. I think it has different endings, choices, endings it must have. But in terms of graphics at the time when it released, it was okay. But overall, the story, I think at the end it kinda goes a bit crazy. But man, I recently, a couple of years ago, beat the game again just so to refresh my mind, and I enjoyed it for what it was, so I'm gonna put it B. I might change my mind at the end, but we will see. Next we have FIFA 2006. Man, FIFA, it's fun to play with friends and all of that, and I enjoy it for what it was. Like I said in the last year list about FIFA 2005, we get together with friends, we play, we enjoy. It's FIFA. There's not that many things to say, so I'm gonna do like last time. I'm gonna put it at C, fun with friends. It is what it is. Next, Splinter Cell Chaos Theory. Splinter, as I said also in the previous, I'm not that big a fan of stealth games, but I think Splinter Cell was kind of the best because the way it utilizes the dark and hiding in the dark and all of that, it was, and it still is, kind of not unique, but they did it better than most games. I know the recent Hitmans are very good. I also enjoyed them. I haven't played the Hitman 3, but I played the other two, and they are very good games. I enjoyed them a lot with all the different ways and all of that, but stealth games were never my. But now look at this, hiding in the dark, like you literally can't see him there. But man, for what it was, I'm gonna put it at B because I think I never beat the game, but when I play it, I always enjoy the time I spend with it, so I'm gonna leave it there. Next, a crazy, I don't know who had this idea, but Big Mother Truckers. This game is just chaos and fun. It's nothing more. What else is there to say? If you ever played this game, I know there's one before, of course. I think this is the first one. I wanted the second one, yeah, but it goes for the same thing. It's just it's right here. It's just driving trucks like crazy, and man, it's just crazy game to have fun. So I'm gonna leave that C, to have fun, just to enjoy a little bit. Next, man, this game, Gun, the game that led to Red Dead Redemption. Man, I can't believe to this day that this game was made by Activision. Can you believe that Activision made one of the best games I ever played? But it was a time where Activision was better, and it wasn't just Call of Duty. But man, this game, ever since I first played it, and I didn't play it recently, but I want to play it again. But this game is so much fun, man. It basically everything that Red Dead Redemption has, this game did it, with hunting and all of that, and the pelts of the animals, and man, this game was just awesome. Man, look at the carnage in the game. Even I didn't remember it was this brutal, but such a great game. Gameplay awesome, graphics very good at the time. Of course, looking back now it's not that great, but I'm gonna put it at A because one of the best games I've played on the PS2. Next, Prince of Persia, The Two Thrones. Man, I can't believe that Warrior Within came 1 year before this. In 2 years, two awesome Prince of Persia games, and now we have to wait years and years and years for sequels of games, and it's all for nothing. I don't know what the hell they are doing nowadays, but how in almost 20 years ago, with less advances in technology, games were releasing much more quicker than they are now, and in a way better. I don't understand. But man, this game, like all Prince of Persia, is just very good. I know this is a boss battle. It's one of the most annoying boss battles I ever played in a Prince of Persia game, where you have to fight two guys at the same time, two bosses at the same time, and it's just annoying as hell. But this game is very fun, and I enjoyed my time with it, and I'm gonna leave it at B. I'm not feeling it putting at A besides Gun, so I'm gonna leave it at B, and we will see later. Next, The Punisher. Man, I love this game. Still do. This game was so awesome. When I first beat this game, I was just, man, the things you could do in the game, and torture to get information and all of that, it was just, and even the gameplay itself was very good, kind of like Max Payne. But man, this is the movie, it was what it was, but the game, I really enjoyed the game. I liked it very much. I beat it multiple times with the amount of things you could do. There's also the boss battle against the Russian. I played that boss battle. Sometimes I loaded the game only to play that boss battle because I loved it so much. And man, I wish they made more games like this today, but a Punisher game nowadays would be awesome, man. Just make it like God of War with guns, and just let us have fun. Well, they are doing the Wolverine, so maybe there's hope for Punisher, but man, for me this game, so good, so much fun, awesome game. Now we have probably one of the, if not the best movie game, the Peter Jackson's King Kong. Man, I still remembered that I asked my parents, almost begged them to buy me this game, and my PC didn't handle it very well at the time, but playing at 20 FPS or sometimes less, it was what it was. But I enjoyed this game so much, and this game was so much fun, and these boss battles against the T-Rex, playing as Kong, was, man, I love this game. I still do. My brother even played this game kinda recently, and I have the physical edition of this game too. I have it. Well, after begging my parents to buy it to me, I had to save it all these years, right? And I enjoy this game so much. I think it's, playing it now, it might be kind of hard because the gameplay can be a bit stiff at times and awkward, but I still think it's an awesome game. I'm not gonna put it at A because it had some annoying moments, but I'm leaving it there. Next, the Warriors. Another very man. I never beat the game totally, but when I played it, I really had fun. The fighting was very well. This is a Rockstar game when Rockstar made a bunch of games and not just remakes of GTA 5, but it is what it is. But I don't remember that much about the game. I know it is very good for what I remember. I'm not gonna say it for sure. The fighting was its best part for what I remember, so I'm gonna it was man, I'm not gonna put it at B because I don't remember that much about the game to put it there, so I'm leaving it there. Next, Shadow of Colossus. This game, when I first booted the game and I first saw the size of the first Colossus, my mind was blown, man. This was so awesome, such an epic game, such a classic nowadays, and the remake in the PS4 is even better. And man, I love this game so much. I even had a kind of a special edition that had like a art book, kind of. I don't have that anymore. But man, this game was just, if you never played it, at least the remake you should try it, because awesome game. I'm tempted to put it at S, but I'm gonna leave it here because I remember in the PS2 the remake doesn't have that much, but in the PS2 there were some Colossus that were a bit annoying because of you had to aim with the bow, and that was a bit awkward. So I'm gonna leave it there, but at the end we will see. Next, Football Manager 2006. About this, there's not much to say. If you are a soccer fan and you want to manage teams and hire players for for your team, for the team you like, it's at the time it was the perfect game to have to do that. I played this game many hours. I just put on my headphones and just play it hours and hours and hours. It was very fun to play. I enjoyed it very much. Next, Fear. This game for me is still one of the best FPS I've ever played. I even played the three of them recently, and man, they still hold up very good. This is the bullet time, such an awesome thing. That's not the word I'm looking for, but it's awesome nonetheless. I still remember when I was playing one time this game, and the little girl that appears kind of made a jump scare and made me jump out of my chair, and my father was standing there in the room with me, and he just kind of looked at me like, what the hell is wrong with you, boy? It's still one of the things I most remember about playing this game when I was young. It's still, man, awesome game, so ahead of its time with graphics and all of that, kind of the same level as Crysis almost, as a game that was ahead of its time in many things. Awesome game. I'm gonna leave it at A for now. I'm not gonna put it at S, I'm leave it at A. And we'll see later. Next, Resident Evil 4. Another classic game that it feels weird calling it a classic game, but one of the best games of all time for sure. Man, this year really had some of the best games ever. When I first played this game, I played it on PC. It was on PC, I think it was on PC, and man, just this, I loved this part in the village where you had to survive and going from house to house and kind of looking for ammo, and man, such great game. And I haven't played I played the demo of the remake, but I haven't bought the remake yet, but I want to, because I really enjoy this game and I want to play it again, but with the graphics of today. But still one of the best games I ever played. I'm gonna leave it an A. Or I'm put it an S. I really enjoyed the game, man, but I don't know if I'm gonna put it, because the parts where you had the daughter of the president just constantly Leon, man, shut up. I'm gonna leave it here. SmackDown vs. Raw 2006. Man, the first time I played this game, it was at a friend of mine, still one of my best friends today, and I first played this game with him in his PS2, because at the time when this game released I still still didn't have the PS2, but I played many games with him at his house. And when I played this game as a wrestling fan, I just loved it, man. This, for me, I know it's probably just a bit nostalgia, but the SmackDown vs. Raw games in the PS2 era are still one of my favorite games of wrestling. You could do so many crazy things and put tables upon tables and ladders and tables, and man, it was just crazy the amount of stuff you could do. And the impacts, you could feel the impact, the camera shaking with the impacts and all of that. It's just so satisfying, and I love this so much, and I enjoyed every time I played the game. So as a wrestling fan, I'm even tempting I'd put it on S, but that would be a bit biased almost. But at the end I will do a overall look and decide. Next, Dragon Ball Z Sagas. Man, this is still the only game it's the only game that damn it words that I don't have the physical edition for the PS2. I have all the Budokais, all the Tenkaishis, but DBZ Sagas is the only one I don't have. And I still remember when I first saw this game in magazines and all of that, and seeing kind of open areas and you could fly, and man, I love the idea so much. But then when I played it, that idea vanished almost immediately, because man, this gameplay was rough as hell. It was, man, so bad in so many ways and so annoying, because as much of a Dragon Ball fan I am, I'm even tempting to put it at D, because the game was that bad, and I'm putting it at D, man. The game was just, man, awful. Next, Quake 4. This game, well, it's a Quake game, killing aliens, monsters, whatever. I enjoy, every time I played the game I enjoyed it. The gameplay is fun, the graphics at the time I thought they were very good. Looking back today, maybe not that much, but man, I don't know what else. I don't remember that much of the story of the game and all of that. I know I enjoyed it for what it was. I had fun playing it. I'm gonna put it at B and leave it there. Next, one of my favorite games, Hulk: The Ultimate Destruction. If you're a fan of Hulk or Marvel, man, you have to play this game. If you don't have a PS2, there are other ways you can enjoy this game, but I played this game so many hours. It's so much fun. Just look at this, just destroying everything. Well, the name says everything, right? Ultimate Destruction. But it could be annoying at some times, because like I don't know if you guys know the Prototype games, but like in the Prototype games, it gets to a point where there are so many soldiers, so many tanks, so many choppers firing at you, that it gets very irritating. But I really love this game, and I still think it might be the best Hulk game ever, I think. but there were some annoying things to it, but overall very fun game to play, and I'm putting there. Next, MEX versus ATV Unleashed. I got to be honest, this game, I remember this game, but it's not for the game itself, but it has something to do with the name of the game. I don't know what the hell is happening in this footage, but and if my friend is watching, you will know what I'm talking about. But I remember most of this game not because of the game itself, but other content on the files of this game, and I'm gonna leave it there. But for the little I remember, it was just a fun game to play, riding bikes. But it was now that I'm kind of thinking about it, was a bit annoying in some things, and I'm gonna leave it at sea. It was some fun to play, but it is what it is. Okay, next we have Marvel Nemesis Rise of the Imperfects. When I first played this game, it was at a friend of mine's house. He bought the game, and to try it out we played against each other, and man, I really enjoyed the idea of this game. At the time, I just think that the roster, they messed up with the roster. They put a bunch of characters that nobody knew, and the roster was very small. It has like, I think 10 characters or what. It wasn't that many, but the gameplay was a bit stiff, but I really enjoyed the game for what it was, and you could grab cars and all of that across the map, and the story was kind of fun also, and I know the gameplay and all of that. If I were to play today, probably wouldn't be as much fun, but for the time to play with a friend, I'm gonna leave it there, just because, man, the roster I think was the worst thing about the game, and so very few characters. And if they had put more known characters, I think it didn't even have Captain America, none of that. It had Spider-Man, Wolverine, Iron Man, and I think that was it had the Thing also, and I think those were the most famous characters, if I'm not mistaken. I might be wrong, I don't remember that much, but fun to play with a friend or that. But next we have a strategy game, Age of Empires 3. Man, I loved this game so much, and for me it was one of the best strategy games I've ever played, and I loved also the distractions of the buildings. You could see, I was kind of used to play Age of Mythology, and the distraction, the buildings, they were just flat down and that's it. But here the buildings would the buildings would get destroyed over time and start burning, and even graphically the game was very good at the time, and I played many hours in evolving it was shown here. This has a main city in the main menu that you can improve over time and do many upgrades, and I spent many hours improving and doing that. And just because, and it wasn't even that long ago that I played the game again, and I loved every minute of it again. So I'm gonna leave it at A. Next, this is probably a game that not many people will remember, Area 51. I think the concept of this game is very good. We all know about the Area 51 stories, and there's aliens there and all of that, and this game kind of, it's an alien, how do I say it? Aliens are trying to escape Area 51, and you play as a soldier to kill the aliens. And I really, I haven't played this game in many years, but when I still remember when I first played it, the graphics were kind of nice at the time. I also enjoyed the gameplay could be a bit weird sometimes, but for it was at the time, it was fun to play. I'm gonna leave it at B. Just because I might be wrong, but the memories I have of the first time I played the game, they are very good, so I'm gonna go with that. Next, Brotherhood in Arms. A time where Ubisoft did more games instead of just Assassin's Creed and Far Cry, but in a way, Brotherhood in Arms, I know this had its fans, but man, I don't know why I never enjoyed the games. The gameplay feels so weird to me and stiff, and sometimes you'd shoot the enemies and sometimes they won't get hit and all of that. Man, I don't know why. I might try the game again sometime in the future just to refresh my mind. Maybe it was a skill issue, it probably, but for what I remember, I never really enjoyed playing the game, and for that I'm gonna leave it here. I might change my, I'm not gonna, in this one I'm not, because and I'm even tempting to, I will not put it there because I know that the game was not broken, it didn't have that many bugs and all of that, but just for me the game wasn't that good. Next, Call of Duty 2. Man, this might be my favorite Call of Duty. I even played it a couple of years ago, it wasn't that long ago, and I still love this Call of Duty. For me it's one of the best, and at the time it came out I thought the graphics were so good, and my PC didn't handle it very well. My PC was kind of, well, at the time we didn't have that much resources, but I had what I could get, and as I said in other games, I would play in 20 FPS and sometimes less, and but I enjoyed the game. Even when I played it recently, I still enjoyed it very much. Gameplay very good, the story good, very cool moments, and for me it's one of the best Call of Duties they ever made. I'm gonna leave it at A. Next, another one of my favorite games, Constantine. I don't know if many people would remember this game. The movie is very good and I enjoyed the movie, and it was a friend of mine that bought the game and then lent it to me, and I played it, and man, I love this game. It's like Max Payne fighting demons in a way, but looking back now we can see the graphics are a bit not that great, but I also know this as the aesthetic of hell, so it has that filter over it, but I really enjoyed the game. I'm still trying, all these years later, I'm still trying to get a physical copy of this game because I like it so much and I want to play. I know there's other ways to play it, of course, but I really would really like to get a physical edition of the game to have it, because it's not a game you can buy anymore like many games from the past. But I really enjoyed it, loved the game. I'm gonna put in RA. Next, the beginning of the best Dragon Ball Z game franchise ever, the Budokai Tenkaichi game. Man, this is weird because of it must be in the emulator probably. The first game, it's kind of half, you can't even transform and all of that, but it's the first game of a great franchise, and we are getting now some love with Sparking Zero. Man, can't wait to play that game. But man, if you're a fan of Dragon Ball, you know, I'm not gonna put it in S because I know the game is rough in some things, but I'm still tempted, but I won't do it. Tenkaichi 2, it might, but this one I'm leaving it there. Next, Star Wars Republic Commando. I even played this game not that long ago. I bought it on Steam just to refresh my mind, and the gameplay is kind of rough, and the aim is a bit weird with the weapons, and is a bit annoying at times. With this has some, as you can see there, it has these insects kind of things, and they were annoying as hell, and there's some parts in the game where there's nests of them and they are always respawning and respawning and respawning, and it gets annoying, as very annoying. But overall, man, it's, if you never played it, you get it cheap on Steam when it's discounted. So, but it, man, I'm gonna leave it at B. It's not that big game and all of that, is just a fun Star Wars game to play. Next, another strategy game, Imperial Glory. Man, this game, I remember playing the demo of this game over and over again because I couldn't get the full game, so I just had the demo installed to play, and I really liked it. It's basically, it's Total War but more advanced. It's really fun. You defend positions and all of that, put your units inside houses to defend, and it's like I said, it's Total War but more advanced in terms of weapons and the age that it is. So for what it is, I'm gonna leave it. I'm even putting that C because from memory I don't remember that much to give it, to put it in B. I'm leaving at C. It stays. Probably we will see at the end. Next, Matrix Path of Neo. Man, I still remember when I saved for weeks money, saving money for weeks, and then I went into the shop with a friend of mine to buy the game. I installed it, played it, and man, I love the combat and the combos and all of that you could do in this game. And I still have that physical edition of the game, and I haven't played it in quite a while, but I want to play it again. I've been wanting to install it again to play it, and man, the fighting in here, I just loved it, and the destruction in the environment. And man, if you are a fan of Matrix, I think this is the game to get, because you could do some crazy things in this game. For me, it was awesome game. I know it has some issues with gameplay and lock-on sometimes with characters and all of that, but such a great game, man. I'm even tempted to put it on S, but I'm not, because it has some issues. Next, Pro Evolution Soccer 5, when Pro Evolution was still kind of a rival to FIFA. Nowadays, Pro Evolution Soccer is basically a free-to-play game on Steam that nobody cares, because they screwed that game so much. But at this time, man, it was probably better than FIFA. During this time, to play with friends, awesome, such great time. Most of the times I would get my ass beat, but but it is what it is. But man, to play with friends, I'm putting it there, and I'm still tempted to put it above FIFA, because I think it was a better game than FIFA, but I'm leaving it there. Next, Pursuit Force. This was a PSP game, and friends of mine had it on the PSP, and I think the game is not that groundbreaking and all of that. It was if I'm not mistaken, it was one of the first games to release on the PSP, but I still remember just jumping from car to car and just destroying everything. This was so much fun to play, but it gets kind of repetitive, because you only do that, you go after cars and jump and destroy and jump and destroy and all of that. But it was a PSP game, there's not much they could do with that, and as an early game, they were still figuring things out, how to do games for the PSP. So I'm gonna put it at B because it was just a fun game to play. Next, Need for Speed Most Wanted. Man, like I said with Underground 2 in the video before, this was the time for Need for Speed games, man. They did just so many awesome Need for Speed games. Today, they still do it, but I don't know, the games don't feel that well. Then with the customization in cars, and man, the music that they had in the games was just awesome. We could still to this day I can listen to the songs they had playing in the game. Such awesome songs, awesome gameplay. Graphics at the time were also very good. I miss this type of Need for Speed games, man. Great. I'm still, man, as I'm looking at this, I'm pushing Gun over there, I'm pushing Shadow of Colossus over there, Resident Evil over there, and we will see how this. Next, a game I never thought would be made, PlayStation Dimension. This game is basically Sims but in the PlayStation Mansion, and I still remember when this game was announced and it came on a magazine that I bought, and I kinda joked to my aunt that I would like to have the game, and a couple of months later in my birthday she really bought me the game to play. It was so weird receiving this game from your hand. I don't know, it was very weird, but the game was basically Sims in the Playboy Mansion, and you could do certain things that you could not do in the Sims, of course. But man, such a silly game. The funny story about it is my aunt buying it to me, and man, weird times. Next, Star Wars Episode 3 Revenge of the Sith. I bought this game in discount. I was never that, and still not that big of a Star Wars fan, but I had the prequels movies in VHS at the time, and they were kind of fun. I kind of enjoyed it. The most I enjoyed it were when there was battles, and then I bought this game on discount when I saw it on the store. And the game, man, Star Wars game, I always loved Star Wars game. The movies, it's kind of meh, but the games, I always loved playing the Star Wars games. And I remember playing this game also very much, and I know it had kind of a versus mode where you could play different characters against a friend and all of that, and it was very fun to play. I had a great time playing. I still remember this game and still want to play it again just because of the memories I have of it, and for that I'm gonna put it at A. Next, Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Blue Rescue Team. I gotta be honest, the Mystery Dungeon games of Pokemon, they are kinda weird for me. I know they can be a bit fun, but to me they were never my thing in a way, you could say. I always enjoyed the classic, the other type of Pokemons. You are a trainer, you go catch Pokemons, beat the gym leaders and all of that. This type of the Mystery Dungeon, I just was never a great fan of it, didn't enjoy them that much. I'm not gonna put it at C, but I'll leave it at B just because it wasn't bad, but it was what it was. Next, now this Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness. This is the Pokemon game I played this game and I loved it, man. This had, if I'm not mistaken, this is the one. I don't think this is the one that is kind of open world. It's not like Violet and Scarlet today on the Switch, but yeah, you could walk around. Yeah, I thought so. You could walk around having battles, and the story was also very cool. To evolve the Pokemons, you, if I'm not mistaken, you had to go to a specific place to evolve the Pokemons there. You could catch the Pokemons of the trainers you defeated, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, that was a thing. If I'm not mistaken, my memory could be a bit fuzzy in there, but man, in certain ways, these games that release on the GameCube and N64, the animations that the Pokemons have, I think it's still in a way are better than the animations we have today on the Switch, because they edited the attacks so, I don't know, better. Nowadays sometimes it feels weird when, for example, you use Flamethrower and, for example, Charmander or Charmeleon just goes with the head first and then the flames come out of the head in a very weird way. I don't know. These games here were animated, I think, a bit better. And man, what kind of design is that? And I have very fond memories of the game, and I'm even tempting out putting at S, but just because my memory is not that good about the game, I'm leaving it there. Next, man, Total Overdose. I don't know if you guys ever played this game, but awesome game, awesome song. I played this game so many times. I still remember buying it. I still have the physical edition of this game, and awesome. It's like Max Payne, GTA combined, and it was awesome. The gameplay could be a bit annoying at times, and the driving wasn't the best, but it had some kind of skills. I don't quite remember well what they do, but man, it was such a fun game. Just overall, I enjoyed the game so much, so many crazy things, and I'm gonna put it at A. And next, the first God of War game. Do I even need to say anything? This game was awesome. The only thing that pissed me off with this game is near the end, when you are escaping hell, and they had that let me see if I can find it here. They had those things, those spikes or whatever that, yeah, right here. It's a bit come on, yeah, like this. This was some of the annoying things in games I ever had to experience. This was so annoying to play at the time. The gameplay could be a bit weird also, and I still want them to remake this first God of War. I think instead of them wasting money in games like Concord and PS5 Pro and all of that shit, they could just, man, a remake of the first God of War would be so awesome, man. It's a game that I think truly deserves. But besides this part here, the rest of the game, I think it's awesome game. One of the best in the PS2, and I'm gonna put it at S. And well, looking at this list, I still can't believe this is a game Playboy. I still can't believe that. And looking at, I'm gonna put King Kong here because I really like that game a lot. I'm gonna am I gonna change more? I think I like this how it is. Yeah, Fear, I'm still thinking of putting Fear in S, just because of, and I will, just because it was a very good game that you can still play today, and it still holds up in terms of, well, the graphics, you could say that maybe not, but the rest, it holds up very, very good. And so there it is, guys, my tier list of games from 2005. Next time I will do the 2006 games, and let's see what we have there. Until then, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you there.